Like half of me is like, no, she'll have our back. There's a mutual understanding here. The other half of me is like, I don't trust this girl. Never trusted her. So I'm like, ooh, who knows?
Benny Adams here. Welcome to another episode of Challenge Reality News. I got Cashay with me from the Challenge USA. Sadly, she was eliminated. I was so bummed and I was not expecting it. How are you, Cashay? How are you?
I'm so good. I honestly couldn't be better. I think watching back, I don't have any animosity towards anyone. I feel good about my time. Obviously, there's a few things where I'm like, uh-oh. But, I feel overall like really good.
It was so fun watching you. I don't know what it is about you, but you just have like this ball of energy that like I love. So you're definitely going to be missed. I want to talk all about the episode. Starting off with this alliance that you were in. You were in this awesome alliance. We go to this challenge and I'm just like, what happened? Why? So I guess my first question is, why didn't you guys target Angela and Alyssa?
I think like the Fab Five, the way the episode made it look like it was like some super strong, we've been in alliance forever type of vibe, but it necessarily wasn't that because we were all on the boat drinking and Sarah was like Fab Five and I made a cheers. I was like, cheers to the Fab Five. And I didn't think it was that serious, but then it like spiraled into like, oh my God, they're the Fab Five, they're in alliance, da, da, da. And they were like, Cash, why'd you scream that? I was like, I didn't think it was that serious. Like they see all five of us sitting here. Like, I just never thought about it. So then that's how like the Fab Five name became a thing. But we didn't really talk about a plan. It easily could have been completed. The mission could have been accomplished if it was more like one person that's like, hey, you're going to win for the Fab Five. All four of us, we're going to all block this one person. Easily could have been done. Instead, it was more like, hey, we should all kind of work together. And then it was like, wait, where do I put this? Should I put this here? Some people's blocking Angela. Some people's blocking Alyssa. Some people are just spending for themselves. I'm like, kind of playing for myself, kind of playing and helping. But it was more like, literally, I got down there. I was like, where do I put this? Like, it just wasn't like clean and talked about enough because with Angela and Alyssa, they're like, we're going to do this together. We're going to just do that and complete it done. Like there's no reason why five women couldn't get the job done. Like easily we should have blocked Angela, thrown in Alyssa, call it a freaking day,
Yeah, exactly. And so it sounds like it was just a lack of communication between
that. And it just wasn't, yeah, it was a lack of communication, but it was also just like, I don't feel like there was enough trust there. Like I didn't trust Desi like at all. So I just feel like it was one of those things where like I was still like, I really wish I just would have like just won it for myself to ensure like it actually got done. Because as soon as she won, I was like, like half of me is like, no, she'll have our back. There's a mutual understanding here. The other half of me is like, I don't trust this girl. Never trusted her. So I'm like, ooh, who knows?
never guessed that from watching it. I thought you five were just like that. Like I have all my trust in you. Did you know about Alyssa and Angela's plan to have the Survivor guys back them up and protect them? Or did you guys not know about that?
No, like at the time, I mean, you can assume because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, they're not working with us, so they're working with them. Like, that's kind of how it was. I was like, at the end of the day, like they're not working with us. So I know that they're like creating this new thing.
Right. And so fast forward to deliberation. Sarah, she desperately wants to go against one of the two. She doesn't want to go in with her alliance. Did you have a feeling that you were going to go in? I know that someone, they went up to you and they brought it up and you're like, I don't want to go in. But even after that, did you kind of have like an inkling that you were going to go in?
I knew I was going in, like 100%. Like Danny just like saw me as weak and really underestimated me. And then hearing like just watching the show and hearing how much he really underestimated me, like I just knew it was a thing. And then not trusting Desi, I was like, there's a chance, but then I just felt like we all had a mutual understanding. We talked about it. We're like, okay, we're working together. Like she understood that like I wasn't going to throw her in because of like I'd have to get through the three girls to get to her and I wouldn't do that. And I thought like even though we don't talk even together, we're not really friends. Like I still thought, okay, like we're all working together for a mutual outcome, you know? But yeah, like I did feel that I was going in, and my conversation with Danny wasn't me like pleading my case. It was more like, I understand that you're probably going to throw me in, but what you have to understand is I'm not weak. Like that was my main reason for talking to him, because I'm like, even if you throw me in, which there's a 90% chance that you're going to, just understand that I'm not weak. That was just my biggest thing.
And you're not weak. You're not weak whatsoever, because I watched that elimination. Sarah is a tough competitor, and you were running on that thing exactly like she was doing it. So kudos to you. And before I get into elimination, I just want to ask this one quick question. So I'm assuming that Desi never came up to you and said, "Hey, you're going into elimination," just
No,
because.
Desi and Danny both did. They both came up to me for elimination and said, "We're putting you in."
Okay. All right. Well, that's good that they did that. So fast forward to elimination, and it seemed like it was a little. You got off to a rough start, but then like you found like your way. How tough was that elimination?
Like getting it started was just so hard because it's just steel and I'm very small, you know. It was just one of those things where it's like I couldn't get it started because in my head I was thinking, okay, hamster gets on a wheel and runs and it goes. That's like kind of how I was thinking. And I thought like eventually they like put more resistance and it gets harder. Like that's how I thought. So that's why you see me running and like moving and I'm hanging upside down. Like I could not figure out how to get it going. There's a way to push it to get you started. I just wish I could have figured that out from the beginning, and who knows, it could have been a different outcome. It just could have been something that I felt better about. I don't regret anything because everything's a learning experience, but yeah, it was just really, really hard. My legs were jello, but I'm just really proud of myself that it was so close in the second round, because I'm walking out and it's like, yeah, like even though I did lose this challenge, just understand I am a competitor. But even still to this day, people are like, easy win for Sarah. I'm like, easy win. I was this close. And that's again, like me constantly underestimated, even though I'm doing, you know, well.
I honestly think if you didn't have that little mishap at the beginning, I think it totally could have been a different outcome. 100%.
Yeah.
So definitely, don't put yourself down about that, because I think you did amazing. I'm reading Twitter. Everyone's saying so many good things about you. So kudos, congrats. Will we see you on another season of the challenge? Is this it for you? Do you have the challengitis? Do you want to come back?
You probably will not see me on another season of the challenge. That's just me being completely honest. But then again, I'm never going to say never. My ego might bring me back. Who knows? I think it's one of those things where it's like I didn't really prepare. You know, I was heartbroken. I had two dislocated knees. I didn't take swim lessons. I wasn't doing trivia on my phone on a Saturday night. Like, I'm like, if I like did go in again and did all those things, and it could be a completely different outcome, you know? But again, like getting so far, like 2 eliminations from the final, my first season of the show, I'm really proud of myself for that. But I don't really think with my personality and who I am, I should be on the challenge. I had no business being there.
I think you have the perfect personality. Like, people love you. Are you kidding me?
That's just some great TV. It doesn't mean I should be on the challenge.
Oh man. Well, Cashay, it was such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Any final words for your fans?
Just, you know, I just love that people really support and rock with me, even when I'm doing silly stuff. I'm not getting the wheel going. People are still like, you know, showing so much support. So to that, I always say thank you. And I love the supporters.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Cashay. And thank you everyone for watching. I'm Benny Adams, and I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.